Hello, Sagittarius and Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your May 2016 reading. As you know, we are in the middle of a retrograde cycle, but I'm actually very optimistic about retrogrades. They're a great chance for us to basically take control of our life back. If there's areas that have been sort of like spinning in cycles, or if there are areas that we were afraid to look at, the universe gently and sometimes not so gently says, deal with this and deal with it now. So in the spirit of that, it's not surprising that this word came through. Your channeled information is to recognize, and for you, I think it's recognize the signs. Now, there's another thing that comes with recognition. It can also be about you taking time to thank people, to recognize the work that they've done, and also see if they're recognizing your contributions. And if not, it's a chance for you to think, is this worth the time and energy that I'm putting into it? But mostly for you, recognize, again, is about paying attention, understanding, analyzing a lot of the things that are happening. Because sometimes we just sort of put blinders on, and I want to try to help you get out of that habit. In lieu of using what I call a catalyst card, normally for those of you that don't watch every month, this is an extended forecast, and we look at the general sort of trends, and then we look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, and I usually have a catalyst card that ties it all together. This month, I thought it would be much more effective to look at triggers on the sort of shadow energy side and opportunities on the light side. So triggers that may be keeping you from going towards what you want, and opportunities that exist if you can get past those triggers. So let's look at those both sides of the coin. First, looking at triggers or shadow energy or disruptive energy. I don't like to call it negative energy. It's really just stuff that's going to sort of disrupt you. I think that's a good way of putting it. So we have Anubis and its protection. And the interesting thing with this god, it's another, one of the gods that sort of surrounds death and resurrection, not so much as some of the other ones, but since we're in a retrograde cycle, there is going to be things that are coming apart, new things that could be sort of taking form. So there's a sense that you want to sort of protect yourself and make sure that everything is the way it should be. So your trigger, though, with this is to not sort of be so conservative in how you act that you miss an opportunity. Notice this beautiful gold behind the god here. There's a golden opportunity awaiting you. But if you sort of stay locked up, you may be safe, but you'll never be able to see it. And that's really what I'm getting from this particular card. When we look at the opportunity, if you can kind of transcend that, your opportunity this month is to really be aware of who you're associating with. This is an interesting card. It says conscious connections. And it's almost like a mirror, but not. There's definitely two sides to this equation, and you see bringing light to, I would say, something that might be uncomfortable to talk about. And so in particular, conversations where you have to bring up something that the other person may not want to hear. This is an important thing. This is part of what the retrograde's about. You may find that you misunderstood and that it's actually much better than you think. And if that's the case, that's why you've been asked to sort of deal with this. So yes, you need to sort of protect and make sure that you are not in a sort of situation that, your security is gone. But otherwise, there's a chance now for you to recognize the warning signs and sort of have that confrontation or have that conversation with somebody that otherwise may sort of not be wanting to do it. The other thing, it's interesting, this is a sort of very seductive card. What I see with this is whoever is that you might have to be having this conversation with is very good at manipulating situations or conversations or sort of like how other people feel. But like I said, this is not what is being projected, and what is actually happening is disconnected. So your job is to help reveal and then decide what you want to do with that information. Okay? So let's now take a look at what the cards have to say for this month, and then we'll do your extended forecast. Okay, so right at the center, and this has a lot to do with the protection that I think many of you are trying to sort of undergo. We have it says nature, but this particular deck, this card is actually death, or the devil rather, I'm sorry. So with it being the devil, what this, and I think the devil symbolized by the bear back here, you need to watch your back with that sort of tricky conversation that I was talking about. And what I see happening for many of you is dissolution, a dissolving of a friendship, of a relationship, of something that seemed stable. And now the good thing here is this is not at all a bad thing, because we see the Fool here in reverse in the deep past, showing me that there's been a longing for a chance to break free, to do something on your own for a while. The Moon card as your crowning card, saying, I'm ready to follow my heart's desire. But also with the Moon card, there's always something in the water that's sort of hidden that has been something that you've been avoiding. There's been an avoidance of a major conversation. It has to happen. It has to shift things. The Tower reversed means you have a little bit of foresight and planning and opportunity to affect the outcome of the conversation. It's not necessarily going to be, bad. Seven of Chalices, showing me that this will bring about new opportunities for you. It's not bad at all from what I can see. And the biggest thing with the Seven of Chalices, if you look at it, it's really a chance to make a decision. You'll see she's almost vexed by indecision. But the cool thing is, look at all the things that she could focus on. It's transformation. That's part of this. It's growth. And there's a lot of fertility associated with this. It's a great path. A lot of this is going to go from April to April. At least, I have to double check on my botany, but this looks like a lily of the valley almost. But early spring and summer flower. So it's going to be great as we get into summer. And then I see like 1 year of massive growth. You have to look up and see when lily of the valley flowers. But what I'm getting for that is that you have about 1 year of rapid, massive growth. And I'm feeling like it's almost from April to April. See this little field mouse here? This is your ego at the moment, and this is what the desired action is when it comes to your ego, which is to be stronger, to speak the truth, and to own your own power, okay? So this is probably one of my favorite Ace of Swords cards, because it shows the timidness or the sort of tentative nature that sometimes we feel before we're ready to go out and do something big. Now what's great here is that you see these beautiful seeds taking flight. The second you sort of speak your truth and rectify whatever it is that needs to be rectified, the moment it all starts to fall in place. New things, it's like a domino effect, and that's what's being illustrated by the dandelion seeds. Okay, so we have the Justice card, I believe, in this deck here. Yes, Justice card reversed. With this, the interesting thing with the way they chose to, instead of illustrating it with a person, it's called the Standing Stone, and it says harm none on this, and it's a very sort of Libra feeling card. But this is a time where you can't be well liked and always make the right decision. Okay, so I feel like indecision has existed for a while. That's why we have a stone. I'll pull it up right so you can see it. That growth wants to happen and does happen primarily outside the circle of stones. So you need to push through and move to where the growth opportunity is happening. And I feel like you already see what's happening. You just haven't chosen to do anything. Notice when Justice is reversed and it's combined with the Ace of Swords, it's showing that the type of communication you're having is about releasing something. What I see in your desired actions, your hope and fear area, is the Ten of Pentacles, showing a focus on money, on sustaining yourself, on making sure that that's not going to leave you once you do this. I don't think it will. The Ten of Pentacles is primarily a good card, and even when reversed, it shows me an ability, at least in you, in this sign this month, to rebuild if you need to, because you were able to do this. The final card and the most telling card is the Two of Cups reversed. When I combine this with the Tower in the recent past and Justice reversed, I'm fairly certain that there will be a separation of friendships, of partnerships, of love for some of you this month. It can also be like a contract that you're deciding it's time to dissolve. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that needs to happen for some of you. For those of you that feel really solid and think, you know what, my life is great right now, the way I would read this for you, the center card on top of the Devil is the King of Wands. King of Wands is about taking an idea and doing something with it. It's stuck right now, so you need to unstick whatever the idea, this big plan that you have, whether it's a plan for home improvement or a plan to change your entire life and career. It has to, something has to happen. Just like this wand that he's holding would start the fire, you need to basically spark your own fire, make something start. This is all symbolic, people. I'm not talking about starting a fire. What I'm saying is passion. You need to take your passion and find a way to give birth to it and make it happen. And for many, many of you, this is creative. So it could mean that you've been sitting and stagnating on something too long, and now it's time to share it with other people. Change has to happen this month. It's already started to happen. Now it's whether you recognize it or not. Let's extend your forecast and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. So for health this month, actually that card wanted to fly out. It's the best possible month for you to start a new exercise routine, even though we're in retrograde. Please get out. Please, particularly strength training as shown by this. I feel like it would be very good for you to work on working out, feeling like you're sweating, and really working on building stronger muscles in your body. It's going to help you through some of these situations where you have to be stronger emotionally and spiritually. Your physical strength is going to help you. Otherwise, you're fine. It just seems like many of you have been too inactive. You might have been sitting down too much, working at a desk job too much. And this is the card now for your wealth. And what we see here is clearing, cleaning, selling. Great month to have a garage sale, to post things on eBay, to get rid of clutter. I don't think you should buy anything new this month. It's all about getting rid of stuff. And then in regards to your, so I need to take a drink of tea here. In regards to any sort of investments or long-term sort of material goods, this is a chance for you to do repairs or to find where it could perform a little bit better. I wouldn't make the decision this month, but I would start to take stock. Now, when we look at your love and your relationships this month, this card wants to come out. Power center is going to be key for you. Solar plexus, for those of you that need to see, if you go to your belly button, it's a couple fingers right above it, but that's your solar plexus. You can really work on sit-ups and Pilates to strengthen that area. Some of you may feel like upset stomach or tinge in your stomach. Don't worry about, of course, go to the doctor if something feels serious, but it could just be a relationship issue. And as you work at actually just the exercise that I talked about, those sit-ups could really help you find the power that you may not think you have. Okay? Now let's take a look at your destiny card. And you got two. All right, so the first one is breach. But really what it's showing me is to take a leap of faith. And you'll notice that this whale is sort of not looking where it's going. It's just kind of going head first but backwards. So for some of you, you have to take a step backwards to actually move in the direction you want. So it may feel like something is going the wrong way. But what I get here with this is be strong, be vigilant, and it will work out for you, okay? You have to be sort of like a rock this month, like we saw with Justice. I'll pull that card up again. Okay, it was reversed, so it's requiring now that you actually take care of whatever it is that you've been sort of sitting on for a while. Okay, let's review really quickly. Your trigger this month is feeling like you have to protect something that you've built, protect a relationship, protect yourself. Your sort of like the big opportunity past the shadow is to have a difficult conversation, to reveal the true color of something or someone, and to not sort of like shy away from it, even if that person's not ready for the conversation or the discussion. And for yourself, it's about looking at your life and making sure that all parts of it feel good, that it's all resonating with you. Recognize those warning signs. Your center card is a beautiful illustration of the devil with power on top of it. So it's not surprising to me that what you need to focus on here for your love and your relationships is power. When we look at your health, it is about sort of shifting and exercising and getting out. Your wealth situation is actually where you need to sort of shed things. So sell things on eBay, have a garage sale, donate by all means. And find that inner voice, that little tiny field mouse that really needs to speak out. You're going to be able to move through this. You may not be able to save every relationship, or it may not happen immediately, but the key thing is that it's time for you to move on. And there's so many great things ahead of you. You're excited about the future, and that's what I can see with this. Okay, that's all the information that wants to come through right now. If you ever need a more personalized reading, by all means reach out to me. I have a link in the corner here, and usually there's about a month wait, but I do have rush appointments, and sometimes if you book a longer one, the availability opens up quicker. Otherwise, keep in touch. The best way to do that is through subscribing to this channel, and I have a newsletter as well, and those will be the first two areas that I post, followed by Facebook. And I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, so any of those methods you're going to be able to know when I post new things to YouTube. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you for all the comments, the likes, and the support from month to month. I know that there are a lot of different places that you can go to for advice, so the fact that you chose me means a lot, and I hope that I gave you what you needed, okay? So much gratitude, wishing you all the best through retrograde, Satnam, and I'll see you in a month. Bye-bye.